How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great holiday. Okay, here it is. This is my second reflection video in 2014 and all the games that came out. So this one is a little bit more negative. These are the games that I felt were overhyped, overrated, and just a disappointment generally in 2014. Now, there have been a lot of things that have happened this year in the news, in the media, with video games that have been disappointing. Obviously, I haven't included everything because there were certain things that happened on certain consoles that I don't own, and so I think it would be a little unfair for me to comment on that. So these are just they're my 4 games that came out this year that I felt I was disappointed in, that I did actually get to play. So of course this video is my opinion. It's completely subjective. You might agree, you might disagree. That's absolutely fine. Let me know in the comment section below what your thoughts are. All right, so let's get cracking. Let's get started. So let's start off then. So this is my top 4 most disappointing games of 2014.
What's happening?
Cover your ears.
So in at number 4, it is Watch Dogs. Now, this game for me, while it was fun to play, there were some fun moments in the game. I felt that this game for me was incredibly overhyped. There was just so much advertising, so much hype with this game. This game was supposed to be the pinnacle of next generation consoling. It was supposed to be completely open world where you could do whatever you wanted in Chicago. You could hack anything. The graphics were supposed to be out of this world and amazing, and for me the game didn't deliver that. I felt that the major weakness with this game was not the gameplay, because there were some moments in the gameplay that were really fun, but for me the biggest issue I had with this game was the story and its main character. For me, the story was wishy-washy, lackluster. It was boring. It didn't make any sense. It could have been much bigger. It could have been, it could have been epic. The story could have been epic. This idea of the power of hacking in Chicago, and the grey area with that, whether hackers are heroes or villains, or whether having that kind of power is corrupting or not. There was so much potential with that game, so it was just such a disappointment when Ubisoft didn't deliver. For me, Ubisoft have had a shit year, if you ask me, and I'm a big fan of Ubisoft. I'm a huge fan of Ubisoft. For me, they were one of my favorite publishers in the video game industry. They have created some of my favorite franchises, including the Assassin's Creed franchise. So I'm disappointed in Ubisoft this year. I felt that there wasn't enough focus put on Aiden. His character was really boring. He wasn't stealthy at all. I mean, come on, really? Running around the city of Chicago wearing a trench coat and a hat. Yeah, that's completely stealthy and hacker-like. Yeah, like not suspicious at all. For me, yeah, Watch Dogs was just overrated. The graphically was alright. It wasn't amazing. It looked better at nighttime, that's for sure. There were some cool moments, like where you could go in the rivers by boat and different things. It had elements of things that felt like Grand Theft Auto, definitely. But yeah, Watch Dogs for me was definitely a disappointment, I will say. And it wasn't a game that was worth buying at full price at $50, £50. It just wasn't worth it.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Number 3, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Now this game for me, the gameplay is brilliant. The gameplay is so good, and it does give us a very good indication that Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain is going to be absolutely amazing when we get to play it. However, for me, I felt that there wasn't any purpose to Ground Zeroes. I felt like it didn't need to exist. It felt like DLC content. It was so short. You could complete the entire game in, I think I completed the main story mission in like an hour, 20 minutes easily. Why it's called Ground Zeroes, I have no idea, because it should be called Ground Zero, because there is only one map that's just repeated again and again. So yeah, when it first came out, it was a bit cheeky because Konami were asking for £40 off the bat for a game that effectively had 3 hours worth of content with the main mission and all the side missions that you could do. So that for me was the height of cheek. Honestly, this game did not need to be brought out for me. I really feel that Konami should have included it with Phantom Pain as an extended pack, or they could have really released it as a digital download maybe a week before the main game comes out. So for me, Ground Zeroes, there was no point to it. It felt pointless, and that's why I was disappointed. It was too short for me, and just when I was really getting into the game and excited to play more, it ended. So for me, yeah, the sheer content in it just wasn't value for money for me. So yeah, I was super disappointed. Eagle Vision, go! Number 2, Assassin's Creed Unity. Now this for me was heartbreaking that this game was so disappointing. I'm a massive fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I love them. I've played all the Assassin's Creed games. I absolutely love that series. It's one of my favourite series that Ubisoft do. I was so hyped and excited to play Assassin's Creed Unity, and the game is released. I pre-ordered that game, £40. Give me my game. Pre-ordered it, and the game arrives, and it arrives in such a condition that the game is virtually unplayable. There are so many issues and glitches and lags, facial animations, characters that just lacked any skin or face. It was really scary. Whenever you got to a bit in the game that was action packed, or there were a lot of people on screen, the game would have issues with frame rates and clipping and lagging. Co-op play was virtually impossible to play sometimes because of lag and issues to do with that. It's ridiculous that the game was released about a month ago, and we have had 4 updates on the game, and the most recent update was 6 gigabytes in size. 6 gigabytes. That's insane. No game should be released in that state. So for me, I was very disappointed that Assassin's Creed Unity was released in the state that it was. For me, it's an indication that Ubisoft are just rushing their developers. They are pushing them to get those games released. Take a break, Ubisoft. Take a break, Assassin's Creed developers. You don't need to bring out an Assassin's Creed game every year. It is a good franchise. It will speak for itself. People are dedicated to it. People will wait 2 or 3 years for a good game that comes out fully polished in the way that it should do. So for me, Ubisoft really dropped the ball this year on Assassin's Creed Unity, and that is why it's number 2 in my list.
You can come back for them when you're ready. Let's get you home.
All right, number 1. This is the game that was the most disappointing for me, and it has to be Destiny. I've had fun playing Destiny. I mean, the best part of Destiny for me is the multiplayer, but the game as a whole, the single player, there is no story of which to speak of. The story doesn't exist, or if it does, it's really poorly written, which is a shame because we know Bungie are very capable of writing good storylines. Look at the Halo franchise, for example. But the story in Destiny is non-existent. Playing this game through as, single player by yourself is very dry. It gets very old, very boring fast. This game is designed to be played with friends. It's designed to be played cooperatively, and that for me, well, it does have definite benefits, and it is fun to be able to play online all the time with your friends. If you're not able to do so, it does mean when you're playing it by yourself that it's boring and it's disappointing. The actual gear and unlocks that you get as well is completely randomized in terms of the rares and valuables and the rares and legendaries that you get for doing certain missions. That's very frustrating, especially if you perform much better than your teammates in a mission, in say the strike missions, and you don't get anything for it. It's really annoying. So the actual unlocks and gear and reward system is totally skewed, and if you ask me, it still hasn't been fixed. So Destiny, for me, there was so much advertising, so much hype with this game, and it just didn't deliver for me. It was very, very disappointing, and it has kind of taught me a lesson not to listen to all the hype, all the advertising. And I am going to be thinking a lot more carefully about the games that I am going to be pre-ordering in 2015. Absolutely. So anyway, those are the games that I found the most disappointing in 2014. What did you guys think of 2014 as a gaming year? What games for you disappointed? What things disappointed you in the video game industry that happened this year? Please let me know in the comments section below. All right, I'll be back later, guys and girls, with a final video, which is going to be probably in the new year, beginning of January, and that's where I'm going to be talking about the games that I'm most excited about in 2015. So please look forward to that, guys. All right, have a great day, guys and girls. Have a brilliant new year. Take care. Stay safe, guys. Have fun, and as always, happy gaming.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. This is my second reflection video in 2014 and all the games that came out. So this one is a little bit more negative. These are the games that I felt were overhyped, overrated, and just a disappointment generally in 2014. Now, there have been a lot of things that have happened this year in the news, in the media, with video games that have been disappointing. Obviously, I haven't included everything. How's it going, guys and girls? Hope you guys are having a great holiday. Because there were certain things that happened on certain consoles that I don't own, and so I think it would be a little unfair for me to comment on that. So these are just they're my 4 games that came out this year that I felt I was disappointed in, that I did actually get to play. So of course this video is my opinion. It's completely subjective. You might agree, you might disagree. That's absolutely fine. Let me know in the comment section below.